Good evening, viewers and my dear followers. Welcome to the Real Talk Show. I, AnuradhaShree, your corporate communication coach, entrepreneur, and author of my book, Easy English, would be delighted to host this show with our coach, Sushma Sadalgi. So today, what the topic is the importance of the preparation for a job interview. Generally, when you go for an interview, we just go blindly with just a couple of questions. But with a good preparation, you are almost half through. So based on this, today we have Sushma, who's going to talk more about this. Before we invite her, let me tell you who is Sushma. Well, Sushma, as I told you, she is an international corporate trainer. By the way, she has got lots of certificates. Let me go through her profile here. Okay, Sushma is a certified trainer in soft skill, and she is a certified image building consultant and whatnot, because she has done lots of project work. So based on this, we need to talk to her exactly, because she'll be the one right person who's going to talk about all her courses, what she has done and where she has been certified. And she's been called as an international corporate trainer. So it's a good time to invite our guest speaker, Miss Sushma. Hi, Sushma. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Anu. Good evening. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you.
Thank you for having me here.
You're most welcome. It's a pleasure. I'm so sorry I couldn't open the file over here about your certification. Could you please tell me about your certified courses? I think you're specialized in soft skill and image building, to my knowledge, because I've seen you the way you have given your training to our students. An amazing result, and students still want you. You are in their hearts, and they always say, we need to dress like Sushma, we need to talk like Sushma ma'am, we need to be like Sushma ma'am. So how did you get all this? Could you talk about your journey?
Definitely. So let me start from the beginning, from my journey personally, if you ask me. So I was in the last semester of my BCA, my Bachelor of Computer Applications. And that was a phase wherein I had to learn how to give a job interview, right? And there was no guidance available for me. The first interview I faced, I failed. I could not clear it. Yeah, I could not clear it. And then I was thinking, like, why don't we have a guide, somebody, a mentor or a guide who can actually walk us through, like, how we need to prepare for our, job interview, which is the most important thing in our lives, because most of us are coming from the, whichever part of the society we are coming from, be it middle society or, even in the high level society, we always aim for looking at a job which can actually boost our career and have to make ourselves, that for success, wherein we are preparing ourselves to show the world that we can be successful. So at this phase of life, I did not get through. And on the second time, when I got to know, yes, this is the way we need to conduct the interview, then I got through. I got into Wipro Technologies, and there I was there for 15 years. That was my first company where I worked in IT. I started my journey in IT, and after that, I also completed my master's degree. Sorry, which completed my master's degree with Spilani Institute. That was again with the help of Wipro, work accredited, and after that. I thought that I should add something to the society, and I should bring some essence of my own and make my own career out of IT. I thought, let me add some value to the society. So that's when I started my training journey. And before I started my being a trainer, I have completed my certifications, my trainer certifications, which is accredited by NABIT, which is the National Accreditation Board of Education and Training. I've done there, and also I have done my soft skills training from Scottish Academy. So these are the certifications, and also recently I've completed my career coaching certifications as well. So this is in short about me and a little bit of insight about my journey.
Thank you. That was really wonderful, because I could see some certification, but what you mentioned now, that wasn't mentioned in that form. Exactly. It's too tiny, you need to highlight it so that we can see it much better. I need to search
Noted.
for the certification. That's the reason I told the viewers, let's hear from her. The viewers, you must be wondering, what are we talking about? Today, Sushma is here to talk about how you can be prepared before you step in for the interview, isn't it? That is a beautiful journey. And I feel like you had to work for as a project manager just for a few years, if I'm not wrong.
True. Yes.
So, and immediately you thought you need to do something to society. And that's how you jumped in. Since 2001, are you into the same field? How is it?
It's been 2 years now, more than 2 years.
2 years.
Till the end of 2020. So
How
that's
do you
when I
feel
started.
now? So you are a project manager and now training the employees and students and all this. That's a totally entirely there. You have coding and decoding and all this. And here you need to code something else over here. How do you
True.
find this journey, Sushman?
Initially, I did not begin my career with being a project manager. So I know the journey, like from being a technical consultant to being a lead and being a technical lead. I have grown into these phases and then I went on to become a project manager. So I know the pain. I know how it is, from the lower level, from when you start your job. Even before that, as I told you, I'm also a campus recruit. So I know the pain of attending the interview, clearing how important it is for everybody and getting through two different journeys. And then I don't see much of a difference because there is a lot of growing that you need to do, of course, over the years. Only that with experience only you will see that. But if you ask me, yes, managing people is again, it's a different experience in itself, being a project manager, managing people. And then that's what also adds an insight when you're seeing people and the problems that they face in the corporate world. And then the same thing I was able to notice in the outside world also, when I'm training the employees of corporates, whenever they are new joinees or mid-level management or even senior management for that uh, matter. So I also relate my examples and my own experience I bring into the training. So that is one specialty which I would like to highlight here, because even when you consider a small thing like email writing, so I bring in my own experience and I tell them my journey about email writing, how I started my email writing journey, and what are the case scenarios that I have seen when I was working. And a lot of different examples from my real life world. I bring it out to the audience, the learners that are there in my trainings.
Thank you. I could see that in your trainings. Especially people always say that the way Sushma carries herself, even the staff, not only the students, even staff, I think she carries herself very well, and all the trainers too. And the students, what they like in you is especially a delivery. The training say how we deliver, like the entire whole day, the same energy you had. From 9 o'clock till evening 4:30, you had the same energy, and people love that. That is what all trainers we need to have. That's blessed. And moreover, they also appreciate that you have a good leadership skills. I need to say this to you now. Yeah, ma'am manages very easily. She gets things done from us, and I see your guidance. When I see your messages in the group, I could see most of the messages are related to the interview. That's the reason I have picked this topic. So now you tell us about this topic, like what are the preparations required for a job interview? Why did you feel it? You also said that you had faced some issues initially regarding
Exactly.
cracking an interview. Everyone, even I faced, because I didn't get through my very first interview. I think the second interview clicked for me. Though I went and referred in the first interview, I couldn't talk. So now let's talk about the preparation which is required. I think this is very required question for all our audience here. It could be a student or it could be even for employees. We need to update our skills before we crack an interview. So what kind of preparation do you think you need to do it?
Absolutely, Anu. Before I answer that, I would like to bring in this curtain, open the curtains to this fact that not more than 12% of the employees or the students actually prepare themselves before they go to a job interview. Surprising fact, right?
Why?
They are not aware. Most of them
Aware
are
of it.
not
Yeah,
aware.
they are not
Most of them are
aware.
not aware
Mhm.
that they could get help for their interview preparation. And most of them think that, yes, it's just an interview. Let me just go and attend it and see how it goes. So that's Indian mindset. They don't put proper planning. They don't have a proper career planning, first of all. And then they don't actually think through how to plan their interview and then deliver the interview. So it's almost like they are going unprepared, and then they say that, they go without, they say that I'm not very confident, I'm very nervous during the interviews, what should I do? So the main reason that you're being nervous is because you're going unprepared. Whenever we go unprepared to any event, even for us as trainers, I mean, wherever we are, if we go unprepared to anything, then definitely we will not have that much of confidence. So I would appreciate if they take the guidance and they do the planning before they even get into this mode of the job interview. That's what I would like to open the curtains to that. And the most important thing that I would like to also highlight is the fear of rejection. Most of them, they hold themselves. There are these three things, I call them as FUD: the fear, F, uncertainty, U, and doubt. Right? Why all these things are coming through? Again, because you're inadequately prepared for the interview. And most of us think that we need to go and beg for the job. I'm sorry to use this word, but most of us have this in our mind that we need to go and ask for the job and literally beg for the job. So, but that's not true. We are going there as problem solvers. We have to go there and solve the problem of the company, solve the problem of the team that we are working through. So that is one main thing that we need to keep in mind. And when we keep that in mind, that we are going with a problem solving approach, then definitely your fear, your uncertainty and doubt will be eliminated. So this is one thing that I would like to highlight.
True. So generally, when you say for preparation, I would say people are aware of this. I really go with there, stand with you. But the question is what to prepare? Now the next question, what should I prepare, ma'am? They may ask you this. We always say go prepare, but most of them don't know what to prepare. So why don't you share a few points about what to prepare? Yeah.
Definitely. So it's a step-by-step approach actually. And when I train my learners, I use this 5-step approach. The first step I tell them is to analyze your self potential. So analyzing your self potential is very, very essential. This includes doing a detailed planning about your career, what you want to do, which path you want to walk. So it includes that, and it also leverages your strengths, your weaknesses, and what are the things going on in the market, the opportunities, and what threats you may get through. So doing a self analysis of yourself using the SWOT analysis is what I suggest in the first place. And these all steps are coming under the planning and preparation phase. So the step one is analyzing your self potential. The second one is to write a targeted resume. Most of us don't understand the difference between a normal resume and a targeted resume. We understand, we go through the job description, but we still don't see what are the skills that the company is looking for and what are the skills that I possess. So there should be certain amount of match that needs to take place between the skills that is needed and the skills that you possess. So understanding that and writing the targeted resume include, which is bringing out the actual skills that are needed for the job and putting them in your resume is very essential. And another thing I would like to say here is that a lot of us write one common resume and we share it to every single person, which is the biggest mistake I would say, that we are doing. We always have to customize our resume according to the company and according to the skill set that is required for the company. So it's very essential to do that, right? So this comes as part of the step 2. Then I would say planning for the job interview. So under planning, again, you need to see what are the things that are needed, understanding what is the company, in which direction the company is going through, and doing the research basically about the whole company, and where and all you can add in your own insights when asked a particular question about the company during the interview. So you could plan for all of these things, right? And the step 4, I would say, is the body language and how you conduct yourself during the job interview is again very essential. So most of us don't understand that the importance of body language. I always stress this point very often in my all my sessions, that body language, if you answer something when you're touching your head, it means a different thing. When you're not looking at the person eye to eye, the eye contact, it means you're not confident, right? And there are lots of such stuff that the interviewer notice, and they will immediately come to know whether this person is the right fit for the job or not. So even the smallest of the cues, people are able to identify, and within 30 seconds of you entering the job, standing in front of the job interviewer, as soon as you walk in, 30 seconds it takes for the interviewer to make that decision whether to hire you or not to hire you. So it's very important, using the correct body language, how you can make that impression, the first impression, in that 30 seconds, and then open up to the communication aspect. So that is another thing. That's the step 4. Then again, step 5 is wherein you're doing the mock practice, the mock questions. You're actually framing out certain questions. I have a list of 50 questions that I always share with my learners, which actually help them, and they have already, you have that experience and you have the feedback with you. So they always say that, yes, these are the questions that help me to prepare and analyze what I need to be speaking in the job interview. So a mock practice is very, very essential before you even actually get into the interview. So these are the 5 steps I would like to reiterate: analyzing your self potential, writing a targeted resume, planning for the job interview, researching about the company and everything it includes, body language and conduct during the job interview. And the last point is practicing mock interviews. So these are the 5 steps that generally I would suggest to the learners, that you need to go through this 5-step process before you even actually attend a job interview.
Awesome. Clear. All the 5 points are really, really, we can use in practical. I think it's not only for students. Please note, it's not only just for students. It's also applicable even for the employees. When we go for an interview, just not blindly. Sometimes overconfidence. I have so many years of experience, probably I get this job. I mean, talking about the experienced employees. Even we need to do some groundworks. It's more required. And I think the points, whatever you said, it's totally practical. People always say we don't have confidence. Viewers, just try the tips, whatever Sushma has given you, and trust me or not, by practicing, you can have your own confidence. You said now body language, right? When you have some fear, I'm sure that it shows on your face. So without preparation, you cannot get confidence in all the fields, even we trainers. Even when I go for live, when I come on live, sometimes I rush up things the last moment. I hardly a minute. Because when I be doing something, I start blabbering. It happens. So unless I prepare a little bit, though I'm doing it every week, still I need to prepare it. I can tell you this is very common.
Absolutely. Preparation is the key, and that is the actual quote that we need to follow everywhere.
Yes, even if you have answered confidently, you can wait for the good results. There's a last question, Sushma. I just want to know your answer for this. People ask my interviews, do you have any questions? What is your suggestion for this? What kind of answers can we give them? Can we ask some questions? Or can we just say, people are very scared. Oh my God, if we ask some questions, are we going to lose this job? So what is your suggestion for this? Okay, if you say yes, so what are the questions they can ask over there?
Right. It is one of the most essential part of the job interview that you need to ask questions back to the interviewer. Otherwise, you're not considered, that you're actually interested in taking up the job if you're not asking any question. And this has happened with one of my students at IIHMR college where I was teaching earlier, the MBA college. And the student actually, she came up to me and she told me, I did not ask any questions to the interviewer, and I was not selected for the final round. So it's very, very essential to understand that we need to ask some questions. So what questions to ask? You can see how your interview is progressing. According to that, you can ask more about your career path in the organization. You can ask about the work culture, or you can ask about the personal experience of the interviewer and how he feels about the work culture. Also, you can ask about how you're going to grow. Again, it comes to the career path. So there are a lot of things that you could ask based on how your interview is progressing. And please don't ask how much money I will be paid. So this is also one of the common mistakes, that at this stage, please don't ask. Once you're selected, definitely the HR will give you a call. And then at that point of time, you would be discussing the financials and the commercials. But before that, in the job interview, when you're actually attending the first round itself, don't ask for the
This
finances.
remuneration. Don't talk about money part, I can tell you.
Yes.
I would just keep that question aside, but still you can ask them if you are a fresher, when you are hired for a new position, you can ask them very gently whether they going to provide you some trainings, wherein it shows that you are like you are quite interested. And
Yes, it
generally,
shows that, sorry
huh,
to interrupt you, it shows that you are interested, but again, there will be a question on you, on your skills. If you say whether you'll be given trainings on this, there can be other angle to understanding this question actually. So they may think you're not skilled enough, so that you're asking for more trainings. So that can be another angle if you're considering lateral joinees. For freshers, yes, definitely understood. This can be a valid question, but if you're considering lateral joinees, then definitely to avoid, I would suggest from my side to ask this question.
good. Yeah, for the freshers, I mean to say for the freshers, better to ask. And do you? I just want to clarify this one more thing. Do you think the interviewers are looking out for the right answers always?
Need not be, and nobody is 100% perfect. They are not looking for you to answer a question 100%, but they look at your confidence level, the way you're approaching the answers, right? The way you're thinking about the answers, and how you're displaying yourself. Again, with the body language, they make sure that they are noticing all these things which are not verbal. The non-verbal cues are being noticed. So based on that,
Yes.
everything is decided whether you're the right fit for the job or not. And also, it also again depends on whether you're right cultural fit for the organization or not. And this again comes from the way you're dressing. The dressing sense is again very essential. The way you dress, it also shows whether you're serious for the job interview or not. So make sure you're properly dressed, use the formal wears, and button up your shirts, very important, and wear full sleeves. Yeah, and a lot of things. Just these all seem like very small things, but what can annoy an
Being
interviewer,
noticed.
we don't know. Yeah,
It's being
these
noticed.
all are being noticed, and what can, it can make or break. Even one small thing can make or break your interview. So please be very careful
I
about your
can
dressing style as well.
I can resonate very well, Sushma, with your point. At ages, it's a long time story when I just came out of the college. And now things you have technically, you have Google and all those YouTubes where you can see and rest. At that time, nothing. And we never had any kind of special training like this, campus to corporate. Nothing was just came out of the college. I had been for an interview. I'll just tell my experience. I had been for an interview with your permission, your viewers' permission. In fact,
Sure,
in just 2 minutes,
definitely.
I'll finish it off. I love those flowers and all those ding jangs, all those. I love a lot. So when I went for an interview, I thought, okay, it's for a hotel industry. I never thought about the interview part. I was thinking about my dressing part. So I dressed so well with lovely bangles and all this, with full flowers. I'd been for the interview. And you know what they asked me? Have you come for a wedding? I still remember a question. It's that hotel, it's Hotel Atria. Now they have their own institute. So whenever I cross that college or whenever I cross that hotel, I remember myself, oh my God, look at the way I asked. And luckily that lady, she just appreciated me the way I dressed. And she's saying, I'm so sorry, Anu. And she was very upfront. I'm sorry, I'm looking out for this kind of a culture. So this happened. I was just out of college, maybe 2 months older. So that college pranks always keep starting. Whatever, don't have the dressing sense of a college. You might be wearing a tight pant and all this. I think you need to avoid all that. That's the reason in all the colleges when we train this campus to corporate, we specifically mention about how to carry yourself in the interview.
Exactly.
I have come across, I don't want now to happen, but nowadays people are quite okay. But now what happened? The folding the pants and wearing 3/4 pants, you're going for that. That's what you all go for interview. Please avoid that. Even jeans not allowed in the interviews.
Yes. And especially the tone ones, right? The ones, the de-stressed ones. Please don't wear that
Yeah,
for any
don't
interview.
and also don't lift up your collars, you know. Some never fold the collars. I've seen most, they just go like this. And having a book in your hand, please, it's all being noticed. From the time you get into from the reception till you reach that interview room, people notice you. That is how it is. So, and moreover, be honest in your answers. Don't manipulate things. What do you say, Sushma? People try
Definitely.
to fit into that question, to try to somehow I need to give someone, you try to manipulate. They can say, interviews can smell you very well. So that is what happening. I think even in my case, when I interview people, they try to fit into my skills. I could make out. So generally, I would say, just be honest. Even if you want to say no, say it very gently. Or if you want to learn something, ask them exactly how you want it to be done. You can. People are there to help you. The employers really look for the honesty and how confident are you to learn new things.
Exactly. The honesty is very important. Again, the preparation for that, because as and when you ask a question, you are not expecting that question to come to you. Again, this is due to lack of preparation. So it's very essential that you prepare. So if you are interested, any of the viewers are interested, I would love to share the 50 questions and how to approach these questions. I would love to share that PDF with you. Any of the viewers are interested, please do drop in a comment to Anu, or you can directly get in touch with me on LinkedIn as well. And I would be happy to share those questions with you so that it will help you in your interviews. So I'm ready to do that.
That was really awesome. In fact, I wanted to ask you now, could you share some common questions, around 10 to 15 questions? But as you said, you're going to share the PDF. Viewers, you're very lucky. You can have a ready-made prepared questions so that you can also get ready for your next interviews. I repeat again, this is preparation just not for the freshers, even for the experienced employees, because sometimes we can land up with like what to say, a bit of arrogant and overconfident. Wherever you go, you need to prepare yourself so that you can be confident, and no matter what happens, I'm sure you can be very honest in your answer and show a confidence face when you answer. Right. So with this, we would like to end the show. But before we wind up the show, as usual, we need to check with our guest speaker. What tips is she going to share with us today?
Yes, Anu. So always make sure that you are following the 5-step approach to the job interview as already shared. Analyze your self potential, write a targeted resume, plan for the job interview, body language and your conduct, the 4th point, and also mock practice of your interview questions. These are the 5 things that you need to keep in mind. And also, if you're not sure, if you're not aware of how to do these things, you can always get in touch with me. I'm always available on LinkedIn and I always reply to all the messages immediately. So if you find any difficulty in preparing for your job interviews, then please get in touch with me. Sushma Sadalge is my name. And yes, that's all I would like to say.
Thank you for those wonderful practical tips. Viewers, to know more about her, I'll be sharing her LinkedIn profile so that you can get in touch with her directly. And please remember, she's going to share you the PDF questions. Not 1 or 2, it's going to be around 50 questions, because I know her person's heart, the way she has trained, an amazing result she has got to our students. And students are still looking out for her to be the next trainer. That is what she has built, that rapport, and she's built a beautiful image among all the students as well as the colleagues in the college. Thank you, Sushma, for taking your time and for this wonderful sessions what you gave us today. It was really insightful. I hope we can keep in touch more and more, and we work with more assignment the next project.
Definitely, Anu. Thank you for having me here, and it was lovely interacting with you and your viewers. So thank you for inviting me on your platform.
Thank you so much. You're always welcome. So, well, viewers, with this, as usual, we come to the end of the show. It's exactly 9:45. I try to keep up my time. Yeah, I need to be disciplined a little bit because sometimes I extend the time. So let's try it. And right now, I think it's 9:45, and that's the end of this episode. I'll be back with another amazing guest speaker with another interesting topic. Until then, it's your AnuradhaShree signing off for the day. Thank you. God bless you. Bye-bye.